So let's go ahead and look at an example on how to calculate the balance due on a credit card. The issuer of a particular Visa card calculates the interest using the average daily balance method, which is very important for you all to take a look at, average daily balance method, and that's the method we're going to be using today. The monthly interest rate is 1.3% of the average daily balance. This is very, very low. The credit card interest rates are not this low today. The following transaction occurred during May 1st to May 31st billing period. So let's go ahead and look at what happened. So the previous balance this person had was $13.50 from the previous month. So April. May 1st is the billing date. So he or she made a payment of $250. So when you make a payment, that's a credit. And then he decides to go on an airplane and he makes a charge of $375. And then probably he's bored in the airplane. He wants to go ahead and buy books. He makes a charge of $57.50. So he's swiping his card for $375, $57.50. Of course, he or she is going to get hungry. So probably they will go ahead and eat on the restaurant. So that's $65.30. And then there is no charge. They don't make a charge until May 31st. So if you look at it, from May 1st to May 7th, there is May 8th, there is no charge. May 8th to May 10th, there is no charge. May 10th to 20th, there is no charge. 20 to 28, there is no charge. And 28 to 31st, there is no charge. And the payment is due on June 9th. So let's go ahead and see how this is calculated. What I would like you all to do is pause the video right now and take a look at how I have done the columns. The first column is the date. So I'm going to go ahead and write the dates. The dates are May 1st, because that's when the billing period starts. May 8th. Why am I writing this date? Because I will only copy the dates that are here. So May 1st, May 8th, May 10th. Okay? The next date is May 10th. That's when the charge was made. And then the next day is May 20th. That's when another charge was made. And the next one is May 28th. And there was no charge. But I also have to write when the month ends, which is May 31st. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and write the charges. May 1st, he did not make any charge, but there was an unpaid balance of $13.50, right? If you go back and see, there is an unpaid balance of $13.50. May 8th, he makes a payment. So he makes a payment of $250. So when you make a payment, what happens? Automatically, the payment gets deducted from your unpaid balance. And what do you have now? You have $1100.00. You have $1,100 of your balance. And then what do? You decide to go ahead and charge $375. So this charge gets added to your $1,100. So now you have $1,100. That's a charge, right? Plus $375. Remember, if you pay something, you will take off from your balance. And if you make a charge, you will add to your balance. Okay, just keep that in mind. And I will end up with 1475. And on May 20th, I think he or she buys books, which is $57.50. It's another charge. When it's a charge, what do? I go ahead and add it to my balance. $57.50. And that will give me 1532.50. Let me squeeze this 15 here. On May 28th, he or she makes a charge of $65.30. Again, if you're trying to see where I'm getting all these numbers from, they're from right here. On restaurant is $65.30 on May 28th. So if I go ahead and add that, $15,750 plus $65.30, what do I end up with? I end up with 15.97 and 80 cents. Okay, so let me change the color so you can see 80 cents here. All right, so now once I finish writing all of that, my next step is to go ahead and fill up the next column, is number of unpaid days. All I have to do is simply go ahead and subtract from May 1st to May 8th. How many days do I have? May 1st to May 8th, there are 7 days. Do you see that? May 10th to May 8th, there are 2 days. So what does that mean? So he had an unpaid balance of $13.50 for 7 days. What happens on the 8th day? On the 8th day, he makes a payment. Do you see that? And he has this $1,100 for on May 8th, May 9th, but on May 10th, what does he do? He makes a charge. So you're trying to calculate the number of days of the unpaid balance. So he has this $14.75 for how long? Until May 20th, which is how many days again? 10 days. The same thing applies. $15.32.50, he has this balance for how long? Until May 28th, which is 8 days. And he has $15.97.80 for how long? Until May 31st, which is 4 days. Now, if you go ahead and add all of this, you should get the total number of days in your month. And if you don't, that means you missed something somewhere. So from May 28th to May 31st, I have 28th, 29th, 30, 31st. So there are 4 days, just so that you know. Okay, now my next step is to go ahead and multiply the unpaid balance and number of days. So here my unpaid balance is $13.50 times 7. When I multiply, I get 9,450. So the next one is 1,100 times the number of days is 2. So times 2, which gives me 2,200. The next is 1475 is my unpaid balance. Number of days is 10 here, right? So that gives me 14750. And the next one is 1532.50 times 8 days, right? So I have 1226000. And the next one is 1597.80 times 4. That gives me $6,391.20. So my next step is to go ahead and add all of this. When I add all of this, what do I end up with? I'm going to change the color here. I end up with 45,051.20. And now this is what the monthly unpaid balance is. Remember what they're asking me? They're asking me to go ahead and find the average daily balance for this one. So once I have this, I'm not done yet. I have to go ahead and divide this by number of days. So when I go ahead and divide this one, how many days do I have in May? I have 31 days. So what do I end up with? Let me change the size here. I have $1,453.26. So my average daily balance here is $1,400.53.26. What I want you all to do is I want you all to pause the video, rewind it, and play it again so you can see every step. The main important steps are to write your date, column for date, column for the charge, your unpaid balance, number of days, and unpaid balance times number of days. Okay, so now let's go ahead and see what they're asking me next. So they say, find the interest to be paid on June 1st, the next billing date, round to the nearest cent. So here, I want you all to quickly pause the video, go back and take a look at what is the interest, how do we calculate the interest rate. All right, so the formula is I is equal to PRT. I is equal to PRT. T, where T is 1 month. P is the average daily balance here. The P is the average daily balance, which is 1453.26. The rate was 1.3%, that is 0.013, and again time is always 1 month. So this is 18.89. You don't have to divide this by 12 because the way they calculate the interest rate for a credit card is per month. So your interest rate is $18.89, the interest you pay. So for this amount here, you pay $18.89 as the interest. So you're not only paying your $1,453.26, you also pay an addition of $18.89 as your interest. So now the balance due for the next month is your average daily balance, which is 1453.26. Remember, they're asking you balance due on June 1st. That is your unpaid balance plus your interest from up here, which you just calculated, which is $18.89. That is going to be 1472.15 cents. 1472.15 cents. So as of the month of June, when June comes, you will have an unpaid balance of 1472.15 cents. Okay? So if you look at it, every month they add interest, and the way they calculate is per day how many unpaid balances, how many unpaid days you have per each balance. So you have to be very, very careful. Now let's go ahead and see. So for this amount 1472, if you pay the entire 1472.15 cents, then absolutely for the month after you will not have any interest rate. But if you can afford to pay 1472, how do they calculate the minimum payment? So let's go ahead and see that. So now let's look at what the minimum payment has to be. The minimum payment required here is $10 minimum monthly payment if the balance due at the end of the billing period is less than $360. If not, otherwise, then you pay 1/36. You pay 1/36 of it. So let's go ahead and look at what my balance was at the end of the billing period. So end of June, my balance is 1472.15 cents. Do you see that? Okay. So it's not less than 1360. If it was less than 360, not 1360, then I pay $10. If it is more than this, which is 1472.15 cents, how much do I pay? I pay 1/36 of this. So time 1/36. So your monthly payment is 40.89 cents. So $40.89 per month.